and guests. I'm so excited to serve as the timer for today's meeting. As a timer, my primary responsibility is to ensure that all role players and all activities go according to plan. And how do I do this? First, I renamed myself as Timer Adeshayo with a caveat. Please, when you see me on the street, don't call me Timer. My name is Adeshayo. But for the purpose of today's meeting, please, for ease of reference, you can easily find me with that name, Timer Adeshayo. I also have 3 cards: the green cards, the yellow cards, and the red card. You will meet my cards very shortly. Now the green cards, or the green card rather. The green card tells you that you have spent the minimum allotted time for your function or role. This card is particularly very important for the table topic session and the prepared speeches. In fact, if you don't see this green card, please do not stop speaking. Continue to speak. While if you see the yellow card, I'll just share that if I can, if I may. But if you see the yellow card, it tells you that you're right on time and that you should get ready to stop. Just like the traffic lights, get ready to stop. And if you see the red card, for purpose of time, I will not be able to share that. But if you see the red card and you are still speaking, please remember the golden rule: thou shalt not eat into your into another person's time. So you have up to another 30 seconds to articulate your thoughts and bring your speech to an end. Finally, what I would like you to do for me is look through your screen, look at the 3 dots close to your name, and kindly just pin me so you don't get to miss all the action that will be going on from the desk of the timer. Thank you, my very competent general evaluator.
All right, thank you very kindly, Mr. Timekeeper, for your elucidation. You did that with a sense of ebullience. Many thanks for that. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Dalai Lama, one of the world's most renowned spiritual leaders, who observed that when you're speaking, you are only repeating what you already know. If you would listen, you would learn something new. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the exemplification of listening in the process of communication. The individual who's going to serve today as our quiz master or listening evaluator is a businesswoman. And guess what? She is someone who is a devotee of hard work, integrity, and honesty. Ladies and gentlemen, she loves to dance, cook, listen to music, and shop. I present to you our listening evaluator, Toastmaster Josephine Agolo.
Thank you so much, our amiable general evaluator, for that warm introduction. I'm super excited to be your listening evaluator for today's meeting. My duty today, like I said, listening is also part of speaking. When people are speaking, you need to listen just so you could learn. You could pick 1 or 2 quotes that will help you in your speech, in your speeches. Today, I will come back to ask questions, because while people are speaking, they will be making distinct statements. I will come back to ask questions to know how well you have listened through your ebullient responses to my question. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Oh, wow. Josephine, thank you very kindly. You expounded your responsibility with unbridled ebullience. Well done. Toastmasters and guests, if you can still hear me, give me 2 fingers like this. Okie dokie then. Thank you very much for the feedback. The next functionary will help us to conscientiously monitor what communication experts describe as verbal disfluencies. This individual, in the parlance of Toastmasters, is known affectionately as the R counter or R master. Toastmasters and guests, I present to you a banking professional, and he is someone who has a soft spot for intelligence, authenticity, and honesty. And guess what? His favorite or best loved quotation is, "Impossible is nothing." Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our R counter, Toastmaster Tolu Oshinubi.
Thank you very kindly, General Evaluator, for that ebullient introduction. I am so glad to take this role today, the role of the R counter. Now, just for the purpose of people who do not know so much about this role, the R counter is responsible for noting and keeping track of overused words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pause filler. So during this meeting, I will be noting such words. Words could be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, like, you know, and such sounds could be those kind of sounds. Those kind of sounds actually do not add anything to your speech. They are just crutches to fill up space. And the whole idea is to eliminate them from your speaking as much as possible. So my task today is to be noting those, and I'll be coming back with a report of how we use those words or how we eliminated those words during our speeches today. So thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
All right, thank you very kindly, Mr. R counter. Let's avoid the R's and the arms like the plague, because they diminish the impact of our message as speakers. The next functionary will evaluate the spontaneous speaking segment of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, this individual is a corporate sales executive. She has a sweet tooth for food and books. And guess what? Her best loved quotation originated from the terrific English playwright, William Shakespeare, "Be true." Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our table topics evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. We seem to have lost you a bit. I am back to explain what I will be doing as a table topics evaluator. The Boy Scouts mantra is be prepared. And in Toastmasters, the table topic section catches you unprepared. That's the beauty of the table topic session. Although it catches you unprepared, it is a great avenue to speak extemporaneously and get feedback. I will be back to give feedback on the beautiful speeches that you gave extemporaneously, and I would give you ways at which it could be better. I look forward to an amazing table topic session. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator. Thank you.
Mr. President, I don't think the General Evaluator is back, so you might step in for him until he's back.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mercy. Okay, now would have to, hold on, please. Please give me a minute. Okay. Like the general
The general evaluator is back.
It's back.
meeting is broken into 3 parts. We have the part for table topics. We have the part for
Toastmaster
the prepared
Toyin
speeches. Hello? Can you
is
hear me?
back. The general
awesome.
evaluator.
English doctor, over to you. Your shoes are too big to fill. Anyway.
Thank you most graciously for that metaphorical compliment, Toastmaster Oluwatoyin Bolajoko. Ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. I'm going to return in consonance or in synchronization with members of my team to conduct the evaluation portion of the meeting. It's back to you, Mr. Chair or Mr. Toastmaster.
Many thanks, Toastmaster Craig, for the ebullient way with which you introduced your role players to us, and I think you deserve a thunderous round of applause for that amazing job. Please put your hands together for General Evaluator for the job well done. Like I did mention earlier, this meeting is divided into 3 crucial parts. Now we want to dive into the first part of this meeting. Am I still being heard?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
All right, thank you. All right, people, it's about time. Are we ready? Tell me if you are ready for this first part. And I'd like to urge us all to please turn on our cameras. This is meant to be an interactive meeting. When people deliver speeches, they want to get that visual feedback. When you turn off your camera, you deny people the opportunity of getting that live visual feedback. So I urge you, please turn on your camera. Let's be able to attach a face to whatever name we see on screen. Thank you. All right, people, swiftly we'll go right into table topics segment. And to do this is our one and only Toastmaster, Mercy George-Igbafe. For those of you who don't know her, Toastmaster Mercy, your intro is very long, up to, I think, 2 pages. So I beg your pardon to cut it short. I beg your pardon to cut it short. Because if I go through everything, trust me, I won't leave here today. So for those of you who don't know Toastmaster Mercy, she is the founder of Learntor, an agile digital consulting company focused on capacity development and helping businesses transition from the traditional way of work to agile, with a growing community of over 2,000 professionals and entrepreneurs. An executive board member of Women in Agile, initiator of Women in Agile Africa, focused on educating, informing, and championing the benefits and adoption of Agile. Ladies and gentlemen, to anchor this segment, please help me. Put your hands together for Toastmaster Mercy. Toastmaster Mercy, please, if you can focus on those people whose cameras are not on, that will be fine.
Oh, I should. Okay,
I
will spot them out.
Right.
I will spot them out. Thank you for that ebullient introduction, and apology equally accepted for abridging the bio. I'm very excited. So thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, for the generosity of introduction. Sincerely appreciate it. Okay, so going straight. First, if you are new in our meeting today, please can you type N in the chat? The goal of this experience is where you speak in an impromptu fashion. It's not planned. Toastmaster is an organization where you learn to speak by speaking. You learn to lead by leading. There is no short course. I love what DTM Oluyemi said in one of our training. He said, this is one organization that you won't find people with dodgy character inside it. So, but I'm going to do something just for the benefit of those that are new. Okay, I see someone that is new in our meeting, and I think is an experienced Toastmaster as well. So you can learn how to speak. Don't have to be afraid. It's a fun experience, by the way. Experience before Toastmaster Craig has my head from Eagle Toastmaster. That is VPE from Eagles Toastmasters Club. Please, can you unmute yourself? If you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear. Good afternoon,
Fantastic.
Everyone.
A jolly good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm a brilliant. Thanks for asking.
Thank you so much. So the word of the day has been used. Brilliant. So I have the singular honor of having you in our meeting. Thank you so much for visiting. We appreciate you greatly.
My pleasure.
Please, can you turn your video on for this experience? Okay, let me pin you. I wanted to. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to start. Our theme for this meeting is walking the talk. Oftentimes, a lot of people talk a lot and they don't do much. So, but I'm going to take from the quote of Sir Richard Branson. I'm sure we all know him. The magnet, what do I call him? The man that is inviting all of you to join him in the space. Okay, Sir Richard Branson. He said, a big success, a big business starts small. So my question to you is, can you share with us how you started small? What lessons did you learn through the experience so that we too can take something away from this experience?
Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters, the Toastmaster of the day, and distinguished guests. Thanks for having me today. I am Dr. Amy. I am a healthcare professional. I am in the oral healthcare space. And I came into Nigeria over 20 years ago and decided to change the narrative of how oral health is perceived in Nigeria. But while I had that vision, I decided to join some of the institutions that were already in place. I joined as a consultant. I tried to learn how the people relate. I tried to learn the processes. I tried to learn the materials that were available. And most importantly, what was the perception of the people about oral health? Over the years, I have grown from being a consultant to now being a practice owner. And as a practice owner, I have now had 6 times award of the best health organization in dentistry. So by being at that level, I know where I started. And I can tell you today that I'm sharing that vision with all the team members I have, all the processes we have in place, and the patients that are so excited about the fact that they do not have to hop on planes to go and look for that perfect smile. All they have to do is walk through our front door and their life will be changed, their smile will be transformed. But all that was through the little steps that we started. Thank you very much. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amy, for putting smiles on our faces and for starting small and transforming many smiles. I'm sure Toastmaster Lizzie, she calls herself the smiling queen, will be very, very happy for the work you're doing. Toastmaster Lizzie, type if you are happy in the chat. I'd like to read it. Thank you so much, Dr. Amy.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, so let me call on the next participant that says they are new to our meeting today. Can I have the honor? Olaiton Ajetumobi, can you unmute? You are happy, Toastmaster Lizzie. Olaiton Ajetumobi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, are you able to speak? Are you able to participate?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, please. I hope you are able to turn your camera on so you'll be evaluated.
Yes, I can, but I'm trying to sort some stuff.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We're still talking based on the theme, walking the talk. Toastmaster Dr. Amy started small, and today she's putting smiles on all our faces. So still on the same topic, Zig Ziglar said something that I really like. He said, you don't build a business, you build people, then people build the business. Okay, and this speaks to the core of what I do as an agilist. It's about the people, giving the people the enabling environment for them to thrive. Can I ask the question now? How have you built people? And what has been the outcome of the experience? Has it been ebullient in your own words, or has it been horrible? I hand over the virtual lantern to you. Olaiton Ajetumobi.
Hello, ma'am.
Is she there?
Yes, I am.
You'll have to turn your video on, otherwise we won't be able to evaluate you, if you do not mind.
I can hear you.
Fantastic. Did you get the question, or do you want me to repeat it? Oh.
Toastmaster Mercy, I think she's having some challenges with her
Technical.
network. Yeah.
So are we okay for her to speak? I think she's having challenges with her network. So it's not going to make the experience fantastic. Oh, she's dropped off. Now let me call on Talisha. Talisha?
Yes.
Are you able to speak and turn your camera on?
I'm able to speak, but I'm not able to turn my camera on. I'm not properly dressed.
Okay, so the experience is you need to be evaluated. And so it's going to be a challenge if you're not able to turn your camera on. Okay, so let me just jump on to the next person, okay?
Okay.
So this Obeitan Mbang. Are you able to participate and turn your camera on?
Yes, my camera is on.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being ready. Okay, I'm trying to find you. I'll pin you when I find you. Okay, did you hear the question, or do you want me to repeat the question again?
Okay, ma'am, please kindly repeat the question.
So the question is, how did you start small? Zig Ziglar in his quote said, right? In his quote said, I need to read that again. Sorry, I don't want to make any mistake. He said, you don't build a business, you build people, then people build the business. So can you share in your experience, if you have built a business or you work in an office, how you have built people and how the people have translated towards developing something that makes you go, ah, that is cool.
Okay, thank you very much. To our Toastmasters, I really appreciate the effort that you people have put in place for us who are trying to improve what we do and also learn how to become good speakers and leaders. This is a very great opportunity that you people have put in place. So I always feel so ebullient whenever I'm in your midst, because it is something that I learn a lot from. So back to your question, actually, it is better to build people than building the business, because it is always said that the greatest asset of every business is the people, the employees, not really the business itself, because it is them that have the ability to transcend the ideas they have to whatever will bring growth to the business. Now, okay, for instance, we are talking about Agile now. It is the people that will be able to implement the Agile workforce we have been clamoring for. I happen to be in the human resource and management industry, so I understand how the people mean to us. I understand how it is so important to build a great workforce using the people, because all the resources that you need, first, the human are the most important resources before you think of the capital. Now, in my organization where I work with the Lorash Consulting in Ikeja. We are into recruitment, training, and other forms of human resource management activities. Most of the things we do is that we train the individuals, because especially in the aspect of training and development, we believe that we as the individuals have everything that we can impact on others. And because of that, we have been able to develop different aspects of our products, and that has been helping us. So I really thank you, and I believe that training the people really matters, and that is the most important thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love the fact that you were able to tell us what you do and were able to share about your business. That was very cool. Nicely done. And as a first timer, using the word of the day equally, that would make Toastmaster Craig truly, truly happy. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If I can check with the timer, Toastmaster Shayo Baba, like Toastmaster Craig calls you, right? Can you confirm how many more minutes I have in the chat, so I know how many more minutes or how many more speakers? So since I have Adetutu as new in our meeting, are you able to speak, and are you able to share your video as well for evaluation? Adetutu.
Okay. Can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Yes, I can, totally.
Okay, my name is Toastmaster Adedeji. I'm very happy to be in your midst. I'm ebulliently.
Just hold on. I'll ask you the question shortly. Thank you so much for turning on your camera. You are highly appreciated. So let me just hurry now based on time. Still walking the talk. Now it will be a reverse question. How have you invested so much time, resource, and ability in people, and it now backfired on you, and you hated the experience or regretted it? Can you share your experience? Maybe we might have some lessons to learn and know how to protect ourselves, because it's still walking the talk. Over to you, intending Toastmaster or Toastmasters, Adetutu.
Okay. Good afternoon once again, everybody. My name is Toastmaster Adedeji. I'm a banker. I've worked in several banking departments, operations, and presently I head a branch. To talk about what you just said right now, something I did that backfired on me. Like I said, I manage a branch, and we have targets to deliver on a monthly basis, and sometimes these targets are not met. I tried in a particular month. I tried so hard, we worked so hard to get a particular customer to draw. You know, in banking, we actually make money by borrowing from the surplus to the deficit sector, and that gives us income, and we make a lot of money from there. In a particular month, we had a particular customer that we gave out a facility to. In the course of the facility, we had to increase the rate, and the customer accepted the rate during that month. Before, maybe like 24 hours later, competition gave him a lower rate, so we had to reduce the rate. during the month. And by the time we gave it away, we had already disbursed at a higher rate. And my team and I ran healthcare secretary to ensure that the facility was done and given to the customer, which we did. But at the end of the day, we had to revert from income. We made the income that particular month, very good income. But the second month, we had to reverse a whopping sum of like 12 million, and that backfired on us. So for that, it just shows that even though you try as much as possible to get something done, sometimes you make mistakes, sometimes customers don't respond on time, and you will encounter some difficulty in your transaction delivery. So that's one way in which I delivered something. We built people, but we had to, reverse the copy that we made earlier on the previous month. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. And there are things that you have to factor in. Because time is fast spent, and I've gone over my time aboard, but I want to appreciate all the speakers, from Dr. Amy to Toastmaster or intending Toastmaster Adedeji. I'll hand over the virtual lantern to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Wow, Toastmaster, merci. That session was brilliantly delivered. Please, let's show some love to Toastmaster Mercy. Put your hands together for Toastmaster Mercy. All right. And also to all our speakers, it's not easy to be called to deliver a speech you are not prepared for. I think we've all done very well. So let's give all our speakers some thumbs up. All right, so quickly, before we move to the next thing on the agenda, we'll quickly now cast our vote for all our table topic speakers. The first of which was Toastmaster Emmy. Then the second speaker was intending Toastmaster Obeten, while the last but not the least speaker is Toastmaster Adedeji. Please, let's cast our vote for the best of the three speakers. Mr. Zoom Master,
Please, can you give me 1 minute to just prepare the poll, please? 1 minute.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Or two. While we're waiting, maybe you can call on a new member to share the experience. Just 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. While we wait for the poll to be ready so we can cast our votes, now we can quickly meet some of our new members. If you are joining us for the first time, can you please raise your hand? Let's see. You can use the reaction button, or you can turn on your video and raise your hand. Let's see, we want to meet you. All right, intending Toastmaster Olaitan, let's get to meet you. How are you doing this evening? Intending Toastmaster Olaitan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm very well, thank you, sir.
All right, so tell us about yourself. How did you get to know about Toastmasters? Who invited you? What do you do what keeps you busy during the week?
Okay. I am quite buoyant to be amidst great people this afternoon. Yeah, I got to know about the Toastmasters through TM Oluwatoyin Bolajoko. She uploaded on a WhatsApp status. That was a few months ago. Then what got me attracted was the fact that it centered around public speaking, because I'm an intending public speaker. So I felt, okay, public speaking, there's no big deal to it. It's just all about having full confidence in yourself and able to give out speeches in public. So she was like, there's more to it, that it creates this global opportunity for you to leverage on some. Oh, it creates a global avenue for you to leverage on some networks. So I was like, okay, let me give it a trial. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So she was like, I should that I should join the group chat, and I was like, okay, no problem. So I have been on the group chat and I've been quite inactive because when I joined, I was in my final year, so I just rounded up my undergraduate studies this month.
All right, thank you most graciously, intended Toastmaster Olaiton, for introducing yourself and for telling us about how you got to know about Toastmasters International. All right, people, we'll put a pause to it right there, and we'll go into other business of the day. Well, later, we'll have to revisit that. All right, the poll is up on screen now. Please cast your vote for the best speaker this evening, the best table topic speaker this evening. Now, cast your vote, please. If you are done casting your vote, can you please give us some thumbs up? You can use the reaction button. Are we done casting our votes? Thank you, Toastmaster Toluwa Udu. Thank you. If I can get 3 more people to confirm that, we'll move on to the next thing. Are we done casting our votes? All right. All right. All right, people, that said, we will now move on to the next thing. Thank you very much for those of you that cast your votes. I say well done to that. Now, we'd like to take a 5-minute break, networking break, but I'm not sure, time is fast spent. I'm not sure we have the time to do that. Madam President, do we still have time to go for a 5-minute break?
No, we don't. Maybe we should just make it like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right, that's fine. That's fine. So now we'll take a 2 minutes networking break. And let's go grab a cup of coffee, a glass of water, a bottle of water, anything you want to use to refresh. And in 2 minutes' time, I will come back. We will proceed with the rest of the meeting. All right, people, it's time to take a break.
Don't check my energy, I don't get time for no enemy. Read paper, they don't. Nothing with person never see. I'm on nothing with person never see. Forget it, I say bashi. Listen, let's me. They go over the edge. And they got to the person. They jelly. I'm in the answer, yes, sir. Then I'm in the answer, yes, sir. Respect is reciprocal, even though one knows you're special. Anybody, but no one does touch you. Anybody, but not the body. I can't sort it, I can't sort it. Go back, I can't sort it. You want your bread, you never function. Because myself, I never done. I look you in life, you know, don't. Shall no say the I go come, mama, no say the I go come, but you no go fit the I go. Life not on my door, but girl you like all the go back in, tell me you best get it go pass, so yeah, keep me jack up.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, I know that was abrupt. But hey, you can hang around after this meeting and let's continue with the song. Let's have some virtual party. Did you guys enjoy the song? Did you enjoy the song?
I did.
Yes, we did. You're dancing
Yes. All right, that was Burna Boy. All right, people, we'll move on swiftly now into the next thing on our agenda. So now, as you all know, this evening we'll be having a lecture on pathways, and we'll dive swiftly into that. Our trainer this evening is a young man, somebody we all love and respect. Our trainer this evening is an award-winning human resource person. He's into leadership and politics. His primary focus for this year is all-round growth. And his favorite quote is, "Man is a measure of all things, of things that are, that they are, and things that are not, that they are not." I'm sure I've not confused you in any way, but hey, please help me. Welcome, Toastmaster Boluwatife Banwo. Hello, Toastmaster Boluwatife.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster of the day. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, guests. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening, experienced Toastmasters in our midst. It's a privilege to be with you today, to be sharing with you on the Pathways program. You will agree with me that this is something that is very important for us at this time, because as a club that's just recently been chartered, we need to get our members fully on the Pathways program. We need to start giving our speeches and getting our evaluations on the Pathways program. And so today I'm going to be sharing with us very briefly what it means or how we can get started on the Pathways program. Excuse me. I'll be sharing my screen with you, and then we will have a beautiful conversation around the topic. Can someone confirm to me that they can see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. So can you give me a second, please? My presentation just hanged, so I need to start it. Give me a minute, please. Okay, great. It's back. Thank you very much. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay,
thank you.
Great. So I'm going to start by saying this. Many of us join Toastmasters for different reasons. Of course, the umbrella reason would be that, oh, I want to improve on my public speaking. I want to improve on my leadership. But for all of us, there are specific reasons why we join Toastmasters. And over time, Toastmasters has evolved from a very one-sided approach to leading us into public speaking and leadership into an approach that is very diversified. For those of us that experience Toastmasters here, you will agree with me that the Pathways program is more suited towards the achievement of what a lot of people came to Toastmasters for. In the legacy program for our competent communication manual, we have a specific set of speeches that we have to give before we go into the advanced manuals, where we begin to have choices on what project to do and what project not to do. However, on the Pathways program, we have the freedom to choose right from the beginning, the freedom to customize your experience to that which you want out of Toastmasters. So in our discussion today, we're going to have a very brief introduction to Toastmasters. We want to talk into Pathways, sorry. We want to talk about how to access Pathways. We want to talk about how to use Basecamp, how to choose your path, and then we'll have questions and answers afterwards. Our objectives are: one, we want you to know about Pathways. We want you to be able to access Pathways from after this presentation. We want you to know how to select a path. We want you to be able to know how to navigate through the Pathways Basecamp. And we want to teach you how to complete a Pathways project. All right. Great. So why did we join Toastmasters? I mentioned earlier that all of us joined Toastmasters for various reasons. I'm going to say this: before I joined Toastmasters, I had the ability to speak in public. I had given speeches at different places before joining Toastmasters. However, when I did join Toastmasters, I joined for a reason. I joined because I wanted to sharpen those skills, and I joined because the manner and approach with which I used to give speeches before I joined Toastmasters was a very serious approach. There was no comic relief in my speeches. It was very direct. Every speech I gave felt like a classroom. And so it was important for me at the time to learn how to make my speeches diverse, to learn how to incorporate humor into my speeches, to learn how to structure my speeches, etc., etc. So this is why I joined. For someone else, it might be totally different. It might be that they want to start speaking in public. For someone else, it might be for something entirely different. Maybe you want to learn how to give presentations. So the Pathways journey gives you that opportunity to customize your experience. Now in Toastmasters, we help each other to become better speakers and leaders. I mean, if you've been a member of Toastmasters or if you attended our meetings from the word go, you understand that everything we do here is geared towards helping you to become a better speaker and a better leader. Also, like I said, you have your own reasons for joining Toastmasters. Your reasons are very valid. And trust me, if your reasons are not met, if your expectations are not met, you will not continue to remain a member of the club. And so that's why I'm excited about the Pathways program, because it helps you as an individual to achieve that purpose for which you have joined the club. So in Toastmasters, this is just a brief look into what we do. We choose a topic. And this is the beauty of Toastmasters. We don't tell you what topic to pick. We guide you along the path. However, you get to choose the topic. You get to prepare the speech. We give you a guideline. We give you tips on how to do this. We give you expectations for your evaluation, but we don't tell you what to say. So you get to prepare your speech yourself. And then you get to present your speech at a meeting, just like what we're going to have today, because we're having two speeches in this meeting. You get to present your speech at a meeting, and then you get evaluated. At the beginning of this meeting, we were introduced to a number of evaluators. Toastmasters is a body that values evaluation, because if you don't evaluate it, then you cannot improve it. And since we're saying that our aim is to help you improve your public speaking and leadership, then we have to evaluate you with the aim of improving. Now, what's a path? A path is a sequence of events that needs to happen. So, for example, I want to go from my location to another location. There is a path for me to get there. There is a way. There is something I need to do to get to where I want to be from where I am. However, in pathways, we have made it so interesting such that you have different ways. As you can see from what we have on the screen, there are different ways of getting there. The man in blue will get there. The man in green will also get there. The man in yellow, red, and is this purple? Yes, will get to what they want to be. This is where they are today, but this is where they are going to be. They want to become a better communicator. But the Pathways program helps them to diversify the route in which they will take to being a better communicator. Now, we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and public speakers at Toastmasters. This cannot be overemphasized. This is key, this is important. Everybody who joins this club must know that that's our aim. We want to empower you to become more effective communicators and leaders. So let's move on. What is Pathways? We talked about that. What are the benefits? Well, Pathways is accessible anywhere, anytime, without the risk of lost records. In the legacy program, we used to have manuals that we carry everywhere we're going to. I've, at different times, have to help people get their manuals and take it to them. That is not a very good thing, because you can go to another club and then lose your manual, and then it becomes a very tough one because you have evaluations in that manual that you need to use. Pathways is not like that. Pathways is something you can do from anywhere in the world, anywhere. If you go under the ground, you can access Pathways. If you're in a plane, you can access Pathways. Anywhere you are, you can really access Pathways. Then, of course, you can learn over 300 skills in Pathways. It's 4 times more than what we have in the legacy system. And then, of course, your achievement gets recognized more frequently. Then you have specialized learning parts that provide a guidance of what's next. Now, of course, how do you access the Toastmasters website? Of course, you visit toastmasters.org. When you want to log in, you go to the top right corner of your screen. You will see the login button. I don't know if time will permit me to have 2 screens so that you can see what it's like to do it live and also see what it's like on the presentation. But because I see we have just 20 minutes, please let us stick to what we have in the presentation. Once you go to toastmasters.org, you go into the login, you click on the login, and then you get that. It will show you your details. You have to fill in your username, and then you fill in your password, and then you get the full page. Now, because what we are talking about today, is Pathways, then you go to click on Pathways. Can you see this yellow box where we have Pathways inside of it? Can somebody confirm that they can see it?
Yes.
Fantastic. So you go there and you click on Pathways. So when you click on Pathways, you have this array of options. You have this array of options. Can you see my mouse?
Yes,
we can.
Fantastic. So you go to Basecamp. You click on that, and then it shows you the Pathways learning experience. So you're required to log in. You want to choose a path for yourself. If you've not chosen a path, if you're a new member, you're required to choose a path. Now, choosing a path means that you are determining the course of your experience. You're determining how you want it to go. Nobody is going to tell you how to do it. You're going to determine it, and it's self-paced. Nobody will force you to give a speech. Nobody will force you to provide an evaluation. Nobody will force you to move to the next level. But trust me, like DTM Oluyemi said to us in his presentation to us many weeks ago, if you're going to get full value for your investment in Toastmasters, then you need to dive right into it. Because only through that you will get full value for your investment. Now, there are various parts under the Pathways program. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, please? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, great. So for some of us, what we really want to learn is dynamic leadership. For some of us, you want to learn effective coaching. For someone like me, I want to learn how to engage humor. For other people, they want to learn innovative planning. For others, it's leadership development. Others, motivational strategies. For some people, they want to be able to persuade. For others, they want to be able to present effectively. Others want to build strategic relationships. For some others, it's team collaboration. For others, it's visionary communication. Now tell me, as a member of Toastmasters, as a new member, as someone who is willing to engage, you must or you should have something amongst these possible paths that you want to develop yourself in. All of this will help you to develop your leadership skills and your communication skills. So it's now on you to determine what exactly I want out of Toastmasters, what exactly I want out of this experience. You will get to pick a path for yourself that you will go in, you will work in. There are different levels, you will get to that, but this gives you an array of options to pick from. You know, this is possible path. These are possible paths that you can actually take on. For me, I'm excited about engaging humor. So if I'm going to pick a path, the first thing I'm going to is engaging humor, because I know that I am largely very poor with engaging humor. So the projects under engaging humor, I will have to go through it. By going through these projects, at the end of this path, I should have developed myself in the area of humor in public speaking. So this is something that is customized for me. For you, it might be an entirely different path that you want to choose. So how do you come about choosing a path? We have two different ways of choosing a path. We have the print side of choosing a path, and we have the online side. I would advise that we should all take the online side of picking a path. On the online side, you take an online assessment. Sometimes we want to pick a path. Sometimes it's important that we take a test so that this test will help us to determine those areas that will be useful to us. It's very important that we take these tests because it will really go a long way in helping us to determine what exactly we need, those areas that we need to develop. So when we take this test, we can complete an assessment and then we get to select a path. So all those paths I showed you earlier, when you take a test, it recommends various paths that you can take for you to become a better public speaker and a better leader. Now, how do you get your result?
Can you just to tell you have 5 minutes left, please?
I have just 5 minutes. Wow. Wow. Okay. So when you take the test, you get some recommended paths that you can take. So for the person who took this test, he has 3 recommended paths: dynamic leadership, persuasive influence, and effective. Can't remember that. I can't see that. So let's just move to the next slide. So on your path, you want to access your path, you select your club, and you log in as a member. Now, when you've logged in as a member, you would find a very beautiful interface. It helps you to navigate through your pathways, what you intend to do. So the next slide explains to us what the interface is like. So you have general information on the Basecamp when you go to navigating Basecamp. You have to provide feedback to members using badges and comments. You also have under badges to display badges received and levels completed. And under speech evaluations, you have to contain the list of evaluations to use for your projects. For the education transcript, this is something that shows you how much of work you have done on the paths you have selected. So you have here on this path, the path you've selected, you have 5 levels. For what you have here is just what you need to do under your level 1. When you complete a task, you will see this tick. It's in, is it burgundy? You see that tick. So for everything you do, for every project under the level you complete, you will see that tick. And so once you do that, you get to launch it and then you take the project. So the icebreaker, you open it, you see what it's about, then you get to print your evaluation form, you give the speech, you get evaluated, and then you move on. You complete that project and you close it. When you have completed your level 1, it will show here on the top left side of your screen that you have completed 20% of the task. The reason is that you have 5 levels. So if you completed 1 level, you get 20%. So if you complete 2 levels, you get 40%, 3 levels, 60%, 4 levels, 80%. And then when you complete the final level, you would have completed the whole path. And then you can move on to the next part. I think this can be skipped. Now, how do you complete a project? The first thing you do is assess yourself assess your skills before, then you review the project, find out the tips, the techniques that you need to do the project. Then you download your evaluation resource. That's your evaluation form that you need to give to your evaluator. Then you go give a speech and you complete all project activities in your checklist. You find that under your assignment. Then you reopen the project and navigate to assess your skills after. You would recall that we talked about assessing your skills before. When you give the speech and you get evaluations, you will assess your skills after, and then you will have completed that project. Of course, you will get that Burgundy check, which shows that you have completed the project. So how do you locate your evaluation form? When you open the project, you go to speech evaluation on the Basecamp homepage, and then you click on tutorials and resources, and then you select your evaluation resources under subject and find your evaluation form. This is what it looks like. You come here and you pick your evaluation resource, you download it, and then you take it to your evaluator. Now, if you're not able to do that, you could print the general evaluation from the generic form. You can go to Basecamp, you look for the generic evaluation resource, and then you print that out. For clubs where we could have the possibility of people not showing up with their evaluation forms, you can print this, you can print quite a number of it, so that when people come to give speeches, you can use that as well. So how do you exit? You log out from Basecamp, and then you also log out from the Toastmasters site. Of course, I have shown you earlier how we complete our levels. Once you do it, you will see a tick on it. Now you can see this, that you have 4 tasks under level 1, and then you've completed the first, second, and third. And because it's 3 out of 4, what you have is a 75% completion rate. All right. So if you want to complete a task, of course, you click the arrow to the right, which is launch. When you select launch, a document will appear in a separate browser window explaining how to start the approval process. In the level 1 completion box, you would select mark complete, and the status in level 1 completion box will change from in progress to pending completion approval. The Basecamp manager, which is usually the Vice President Education, will then go into his own Basecamp and approve that which you have done. We have 5 different types of badges. We have the collaborative badge, the courageous badge, the exceptional badge, the innovative badge, and the inspirational badge. When you complete a path, you get a letter. You can decide that your employer should get a letter showing them that you have completed a project in a particular path. When you complete your level 3, level 4, or level 5 in that path, you can request a letter be sent to your employer. You can also get an email from the international president congratulating you for completing that path. Of course, you also get a path completion certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I hope that with this presentation, we have learned a little more about the Pathways program. Trust me, we cannot exhaust the knowledge base of what we have under the Pathways program in 20 or 30 minutes. But I believe that with what we have talked about today, when you log into your Basecamp, you have an idea what to do, you know how to navigate, you know how to select a path, you know how to start your project, you know how to complete it, and you will also know how to follow up with your Vice President of Education to approve your projects. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, because of our time, I will drop my phone number in the chat box. You can chat me up privately and I would explain to you whatever it is you want to know about the Pathways program. I'm sorry that I overshot the time. I want to thank you very much for making our time to be here. And I want to say thank you very much, Toastmaster.
Wow, Toastmaster Boluwatife. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, please help me put them together for Toastmaster Boluwatife for the ebullient delivery. Thank you, thank you. And if you have any question, please feel free, reach out to Toastmaster Boluwatife. All right, people, time is on our side. Very swiftly, we'll move into the prepared speech for today. Our first speaker this evening is our one and only English doctor, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Oluwatoyin Bolajuko. Toastmaster Oluwatoyin, can you please give us the speech objective for Toastmaster Craig?
Okay, thank you so much, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for that warm introduction. Toastmaster Craig will be delivering a speech from the presentation Mastery Pathways, and his speech objective is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech, or his or first speech. Toastmaster Craig, break a leg.
Thank you, Toastmaster Toyin, for telling us the speech objective for Toastmaster Craig. Toastmaster Craig, I think now is payback time. There's something you normally tell people when they're about to deliver speech, that may the spirit of the Greek orator Cicero be with them. So this evening, permit me to invoke the same spirit to be with you. Please come break a leg, Toastmaster Craig.
Ladies and gentlemen, has anyone told you that the word fear, which enters the vocabulary of English in the 12th century, has two definitions? Forget everything and run. Face everything and rise. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as a teenager, I naively thought about studying business management at the university. But considering the fact that I failed mathematics for 3 times consecutively, it increasingly became an absolute monster. It entombed me in fear to such an extent that when I received the admission form from the university, I hurriedly filled in sociology and psychology. Do you know why I took that decision? Well, I reasoned that with sociology and psychology, I can avoid the tough mathematical questions that will be if I went ahead to study business management. Ladies and gentlemen, after a few weeks on campus, a 300 level student told me that I will take a course as a matter of compulsion in social statistics in my second year. Gosh! To add fuel to the flame,
The lecturer was impatient, hot-tempered, and cruel. These amplified my fear of the monster. Can you imagine how I felt? I was trapped like an intercontinental ballistic missile. I began to contemplate the possibility of leading sociological psychology for other departments, such as history and international relations, Christian and religious studies, and whatnot. Unfortunately, I did not have the ordinary level requirements to study those disciplines. Fellow Toastmasters, friends and guests, I had no choice but to face the monster with courage, determination, and hard work. What did I do? I attended classes regularly. I was always punctual. I sat in the front row. I would always have my book, my pen, and my calculator with me. Most significantly, I listened with unbridled attention. And guess what? In the maturation of time, I began to facilitate to who equally found the course excruciatingly problematic. Fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests, I am enveloped with ebullience to inform you that at the end of the first and second semesters, I meritoriously earned the only distinction in that course. I was transported with delights. Ladies and gentlemen, at some point in life, it is incumbent upon you to face your fears. If you must live your dreams. Because as I mentioned at the outset, fear has two definitions. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Ladies and gentlemen, I would rather you faced everything, rise. Let us smile.
Wow, Toastmaster Craig. Fear has two definitions. One, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. That was Toastmaster Craig. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, please help me. Put them together for Toastmaster Craig Sowode for evidently telling us how he was able to overcome his fear for mathematics. All right, people, it's still the prepared speech delivery segment. And the next person on my list now, the last but not the least speaker, is Toastmaster Anthony. And to evaluate Toastmaster Anthony is Toastmaster Boluwatife Banwo. Toastmaster Boluwatife, can you please tell us the objective of Toastmaster Anthony's speech?
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, we want to tell you that Toastmaster Anthony will be delivering his icebreaker speech today. This is his first speech, and the objectives include him giving a speech to the audience. Also, Toastmaster Anthony will be expected to tell us about himself. I don't know much about Toastmaster Anthony, and at the end of this speech, I want to be able to say that to a large extent, I know something about Toastmaster Anthony. Toastmaster Anthony, congratulations for starting this journey. I hope to be back to evaluate you. I wish you all the best. Toastmaster.
Thank you. But please, I need you to enable my video. Not able to enable. It says we cannot enable video because host has disabled it.
It's enabled now.
Okay.
All right. Yes. All right. Hold on a second, Toastmaster Anthony. Hold on a second. Yes. This is an icebreaker speech. So if you are new to Toastmasters, an icebreaker speech is your first speech you get to deliver when you become a member of Toastmasters. That said, for those of you who don't know Toastmaster Anthony Nweke, Toastmaster Anthony Nweke is a certified electrical engineer, and he's current registered. Yes, I know what it means to be a current registered engineer. I know what it means. To deliver his icebreaker this evening, please help me welcome Toastmaster Anthony.
In the words of Alan Shepard, when he was about being launched aboard Mercury 7 into space, he said, "Dear Lord, do not allow me mismanage this opportunity. Permit me," by reciting the same prayer, "Dear Lord, do not allow me mismanage this opportunity of breaking my ice." I think the name Icebreaker was coined because of me. Of course, I will seize this opportunity not only to break my ice, but as well break my shell. With all embolens, I'd like to tell you, my name is Anthony Nweke. I work for Yokogawa Nigeria Limited as a project manager. Yokogawa is a global company, which is a global automation provider for the oil and gas, the power industries, and manufacturing industries. I am a registered engineer with the Council of Regulations of Engineers. Also, an automation professional by the International Standard Society of Automation. I am also a certified project manager by the Project Management Institute. And currently, I made a milestone of becoming a member of the prestigious Toastmasters. I have practiced for more than 14 years, 14 years plus to be precise. And it's been a long journey practicing as a technical engineer, and where I have risen from the technical to the management aspects. Project manager. What is such an engineer with such an in Toastmasters? It's simple. Is a drive. Based on this force, driving force, I had to sort how do I communicate effectively. And in doing this, you will agree with me that 14 years has been a journey. I had to sort some senior colleagues whom I cherish the way they communicate, senior management. Unfortunately, one of my senior management was able to direct me to Toastmasters. So my self-fastness in project delivery, you will agree with me, has made me a technical champion and a project manager. Yet, something was still missing, which was effective communication, like I have said. I had to dig deep. And digging further, I found out that the solution to this was in Toastmasters, becoming a Toastmasters member. Then this opportunity, which I have utilized now to come to you, where I have met captains of industries, authorities who are communication enthusiasts, I believe and I have seen that they are willing to mentor mentees like me. So I believe that I am in a good place. As an engineer, I've been able to find my problem, which was effective communication. Secondly, I've been able to sort where I can get this solution, which I have identified as Toastmasters. So this is going to be a journey for me. And in this journey, I know I'm not doing alone. I'm doing with a lot of senior colleagues in the Toastmasters, whom I have seen that they are willing to mentor. And one of the driving force for me after the first meeting I attended was that I saw that measurement was done. And there is a saying that whatever can be measured can be improved on, which means I can surely improve because the Toastmasters does this through the test of the measurement evaluator. So honestly, I feel I'm in the good place to go. I feel this is a place for me to journey. And in this journey, I know I am not doing alone. As well, I'm going to use all opportunities to explore and exploit all avenues to realize my aims. As I will be closing out, I will say thank you to all of you for the wonderful acceptance in your midst. Please be rest assured of my loyalty as we go. Toastmaster, please.
That's another great one, people. Whatever can be measured can be improved upon. That's from Toastmaster Anthony Wiki. People, it's now time for you to unmute yourself and give him a resounding round of applause for that ebullient delivery. All right, with that, we come to the end of our prepared speech. And time is not on our side. We need to do well with timing. So very quickly, I'll call on our general evaluator now to proceed with the third segment of today's meeting. People, please help me. With a resounding round of applause, bring back our general evaluator, Toastmaster Craig Esowode.
Well, many thanks, Mr. Toastmaster. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. The words of St. Jerome, the Latin historian, fundamentally encapsulate the unparalleled rationale behind evaluation. Ladies and gentlemen, the evaluation segment has three structures. First, we are going to have the evaluation of the table topic and the prepared speeches. Second, we are going to have the report of the meeting functionaries. And last but not least, I'm going to provide my evaluation of the entire meeting experience. We are going to commence with the evaluation of the table topics segment. And our table topics evaluator is someone I introduced earlier. She is none other than Toastmaster Oluwatoyin Bolajuko. The timekeeper, she has 5 minutes to deliver her evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Oluwatoyin Bolajuko.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Craig. I must apologize for my video quality right now. It's about to rain, so it's so dark. But please confirm that I can be heard.
But of course,
How do I evaluate so many beautiful speeches in just 5 minutes? I'll give it a try. According to what Toastmaster Craig said in the speech, I will face everything and rise. This is a challenge. I want to,
Madam,
I'm not
I
evaluating your
am
speech.
terribly sorry.
I'm just using
All
the
right.
quotes. Yes. So I like to start with Toastmaster Dr. Amy. First of all, Dr. Amy, you have an amazing is when you said you're a medical consultant in dentistry. It is you are a clear picture of picture perfect smile. And I like that you used it all through your speech. You greeted properly, you did a proper introduction. Your story was very good and relatable. Everyone should learn while given the chance to portray their strengths. What would I like you to do better? I'd like you to be mindful of time so that you can end with a bang. You add your conclusion was rushed because you were out of time, but it was an amazing speech. Toastmaster Obateng, your question was, how have you built people and what has been the outcome? Toastmaster Obateng, your optimistic greeting gladdened my heart. You greeted everyone with so much cheer and ebullience. The best part of the business is the employees. That's a very sound point. And you told us your personal story as an HR professional specialist. I love your ending and how you drove the point home. What would I love you to do better? Be more purposeful with your gesticulations. While gesticulations are encouraged, they must be used at the right time. Your hands were used a little too much. And be careful of pulse fillers as well. You use some pulse fillers. Toastmaster Adetutu Adedeji, what is an experience, share an experience where you invested so much in people or in something and you regretted it? Your story was relevant, you were able to draw lessons, and it was relatable to your life as a banker. That was amazing. What would I love you to do better? Beware of pulse fillers and try to look into the camera when speaking position. So that could be the problem. Try to position your device in a way where you can look into the camera, keep your device at eye level so that we can connect with you. In all, it was an amazing speech. Well done to all Table Topics presenters. You are all winners today. Over to you, the general evaluator.
All right, thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Oluwatoyin, for that insightful evaluation of the spontaneous speaking session. Given the fact that Toyin just delivered that evaluation, I will not come to you straight away to evaluate Toastmaster Craig. I would instead go to the evaluator of the icebreaker speaker. Toastmaster Buluwatife, please give us your evaluation of Toastmaster Anthony's speech now.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Anthony, once again, I want to congratulate you for breaking the ice. This is just the beginning. There is a long way to go. And trust me, we're here for you. We will be with you every step of the way. To your evaluation, you approached your speech with confidence, and I like that. You started with a quote. You even said a prayer. You told us about your professional background. You told us how you got direction from senior management to join Toastmasters. Trust me, that is fantastic advice for you to join this club. And I can assure you that in no distant time, you will attain the levels that you desire in your public speaking. You also talked about the fact that you did an evaluation of yourself and you realized Aristotle said that an unexamined life is not worth living. What things would I love you to improve in your subsequent speeches? Your video wasn't very clear, and I suspect that it is because of your device positioning. You were backing the light, and so we really could not see your face because the light coming from behind you was so much. So please, in subsequent meetings, you should face the direction of the light so that the device can show your face. Also, in the course of your speech, I only got to know about two things: your professional background and your direction to Toastmasters and what you intend to achieve. I would have preferred if you spoke about other areas of your life, your upbringing, your interests, your goals, your achievements. These are things that we'd also want to know. I did know a lot more about you than before you started the speech, but I would have loved to know much more about you than you did. Also, in your speech, you told us about your motivation for joining. You told us how you really loved the evaluation part of Toastmasters. Then you used a quote and said, whatever can be measured can be improved. That was fantastic. You ended your speech by thanking us for the acceptance. We will not just accept you, we will commit to helping you grow in that which you want to grow in, Toastmaster.
Right, thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Boluwatife, for that meaningful evaluation. I'd like to remind the timekeeper that the speech evaluation, according to Toastmasters standard, is 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes, green card. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, yellow card. 3 minutes, red card. Grace period, 30 seconds. Right, many thanks for that. Let's now go straight to Toastmaster Toyin Bolajoko to give us her evaluation of Toastmaster Craig's oratory or performance. Toastmaster Toyin, oh, please.
Toastmaster Craig, I will not be bribed by your bright smile. I will say the truth, nothing but the truth. Thank you, Toastmaster Craig, for your wonderful speech. Face everything and rise. I am ecstatic to be evaluating the English doctor. I probably will frame this moment because when I was told that I should evaluate you, I thought to myself, what is there to evaluate from such a prolific and eloquent speaker? And you did prove me right. What is there to evaluate? I love how you introduced the meaning of the acronym FEAR. From face value, one wouldn't know that the title of your speech meant fear, but you broke it down to say fear could mean two things: forget everything and run, face everything and rise. That was beautiful. Great introduction. I love how you asked rhetorical questions. When you said, do you know why? It kept us curious. It raised our curiosity. And when you said, what did I do? After I realized that I wasn't good in mathematics, what did I do? It gave us that we want to know more feeling. That was a beautiful use of rhetorical question. Your vocal clarity was top notch. Your vocal animation, you add an animated expression of the vocal words. For example, when you said hot-tempered, it showed you were talking about something that was hot-tempered. The lecturer was hot-tempered. I loved that a lot. It jolted us back to reality. We're in you created a visual representation of who you were trying to describe. Your smile was perfect. It was bright all through. You used descriptive verbs. I am not surprised, Mr. Craig, when you said something like unbridled attention, excruciatingly problematic. That hit me like a ballistic missile. Well done to Mr. Craig. Also, great storytelling. And what will I love you to do better? I would love you to use shorter pauses. Your story at a point began to drag because you were using a lot of pauses, shorter pauses to make your audience stay in the moment. And also, please try to work on a better internet connection or a backup so that we could always enjoy your speech. There were times where you were paused because of the internet. Try to have a backup network. We will really love to get the value and the beauty of your speech without interruptions. All in all, you ended amazingly by repeating again the acronym of FEAR. Well done, Toastmaster Craig. Indeed, you faced everything and you rose. Congratulations.
Whoa! Thank you most graciously, our dearest President, for your constructive evaluation. All right, so that concludes the evaluation of the table topics and the prepared speeches segment of the meeting. We're now going to transition into the reports of the meeting functionaries. And I'd like to begin with the R counter for our master. Toastmaster Tolu Oshinubi.
Yes, thank you very kindly. Bless you. Thank you very kindly, General Evaluator, rather. Thank you for that introduction. So the report for the R counter, basically, most people did not use filler words or filler sounds during this meeting. It was a very good one. I noticed that people were very, very, concise and did not use filler words to just fill up space, and even repeating words just to take time while they were thinking. So it was a very good experience. But I would say that there were just a few times that people used those filler words. For the one that was most prolifically used was the air. People were using air during their speeches, and I noticed it at the point, the table topics, during the table topics, TM Aditutu Adideji used it 4 times. Then TM Anthony Weke, when he was giving his icebreaker, used it once. And also intending Toastmaster Obeton Mbang used it once as well. The only other filler word that was used was M, and that was used by TM Aditutu Adideji. She used that twice. Beyond that, everybody did a fantastic job. The speeches were on point and were well taken. And I want to congratulate everybody on their speeches. Toastmaster Craig, fantastic speech, no filler words whatsoever. And TM Anthony, you really destroyed the ice today. Well done to everyone. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
All right, I'm struggling with my light, but I want to thank you very kindly, the R counter, for the unparalleled magnificence of your report. Let's go straight now to our listening evaluator. I would encourage you to please ask 2 questions, and then you can bequeath, relinquish control. Over to you, Toastmaster Josephine Agolo, our listening evaluator.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. I'm back here to get our ebullient response to my questions to see how well we have listened. I have like 9 questions, but I've been told to ask you 2 questions. Okay. Who can reiterate the 2 acronyms of fear as given by TM Craig? Am I heard?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes,
of course.
Kindly reiterate the acronyms of fear as stated by TM Craig. Anyone in the house?
Shall I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Fear, according to him, means forget everything and run. And the other one is face everything and rise.
Thank you for that brilliant response. My second question is, you don't build a business, you build people, and then people build the business by Ziglar. This was stated by who? Anyone in the house?
Toastmaster George-Igbafe.
Thank you for that brilliant response. Over to you, General Evaluator.
All right, so thank you very kindly, our listening evaluator, for your admirably succinct report. Let's go now to our syntax sentinel, the grammarian. How did we perform today in regard to our engagement of the English tongue? Over to you, Mr. Grammarian, Toastmaster Banwo.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Our performance today with the use of the word of the day was quite impressive. We had a couple of Toastmasters use the word of the day. Toastmaster Craig used the word of the day 5 times. Toastmaster Josephine used the word of the day twice. Toastmaster Amy used the word of the day once. Toastmaster Godwin used the word of the day 4 times. Toastmaster Mercy used the word of the day twice. Intending Toastmaster Overton used the word of the day once. Toastmaster Adetutu used the word of the day once. The President used the word of the day twice. Toastmaster Olaiton used the word of the day once. Myself, I used the word of the day twice, and Toastmaster Anthony used the word of the day once. The person who used the word of the day the most was Toastmaster Craig. To our use of grammar, I took down 2 statements that were made in the course of the meeting. Somebody said, the man that is inviting us to the space. The correct thing will be the man that is inviting us to space. The other person said in 2 minutes time. It's not that, it should be in 2 minutes. We also had some pronunciations that were not, some words that were not pronounced correctly. Somebody said meeting. It's not meeting, it's meeting. Somebody said evaluator. It's not evaluator, it's evaluator. Somebody said speech. It's not speech, it's speech. Somebody said ebullient. It's not ebullient, it is ebullient. Somebody said evaluator. It's not evaluator, it is evaluator. Another person said ebullient. It's not ebullient, it is ebullient. Someone said lantern. It's not lantern, it is lectern. This concludes my evaluation, the general evaluator.
All right, thank you very kindly for your report, Mr. Grammarian. Let's go straight to our timekeeper. First, Mr. Sayo, did we perform with unmatched excellence today in regard to time management or control?
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. Generally, we did well, but we can do better because we are some 5 minutes behind the schedule and we are not done yet. So we can actually do better. I noticed that we wasted more time at the earlier stage of the meeting. We could actually do better in our next meeting. However, all the speakers spoke according to time. Everybody satisfied the minimum allotted time. So everybody's eligible for vote. And yes, thumb up, we can do better. Thank you, General Evaluator. That's my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let me confirm precisely. Did the speech evaluators deliver their evaluation in the time allotment? Whose microphone is on? Zoom master, can you kindly mute that person, please? Did the speech evaluators deliver their evaluation in the time allotment? The timekeeper, please.
Yes, I can say that. Just the table topic evaluation spilled a little bit above the allotted time, but outside that, I think it was generally within the allotted time. Thank you. Did you hear me?
Oh, all right, thank you very kindly. And now I'm going to provide my, of course I heard you, thank you very kindly. I'm going to provide my evaluation. I will not have the time to evaluate all of the role players, but I'll just provide some tips that can help us to become better speakers. I'm going to start with the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Godwin Udu. Well done, bravo for your painstaking work today. You were in control of the meeting from start to finish. I specifically was mesmerized by the patience that you had when you were introducing the speakers resourcefully. What you did was to establish their ethos or credibility, and you set the base camp for them to speak successfully, and that is absolutely splendiferous. My only suggestion to you is that I realize that so is a crutch for you. Sometimes you say, all right, so, even when you don't need it. I would encourage you to pay attention to the intensifier so, particularly when you are starting a sentence. It is a crutch. The best part of your moderation is the fact that you contextualized the institution of Toastmasters at the outset. You did that for the convenience of guests, and that made the experience more educational. Well done. That's brilliant. Well done. The topics master, well done, Toastmaster Mercy, George. I love the fact that you called Dr. Amy, Toastmaster Amy, the VP of Eagle first, and that indicated to me that you have a masterful understanding of how the table topics ought to be conducted in a Toastmasters meeting experience. Well done for that. You called Amy first, and then you called guests as well. That is the way it is done. I would recommend that next time when you are anchoring that segment and you have a guest who does not want to switch on their video for one reason or the other, allow that guest to speak. Evaluation does not only concentrate on the physical aspect of delivery. There is equally the vocal aspect of delivery, pitch, the rate, of the speaker, the volume of the speaker, feedback on. The next time, allow the person to speak. The best part of that table topics was your conviviality. You were convivial the whole time, and that, in my humble estimation, engendered a positive atmosphere for the table topics portion to thrive. Well done. Congratulations, Toastmaster Mercy. What I recommend to the club as a whole is that when I love the concept of the training, it is beautifully fantabulous. My recommendation is when you want to have an educational training like that, then you can either have the training and table topics, or the training and prepared speeches, possibly two or one. You cannot have the training, table topics, and then prepared speeches. You will not be able to manage the time effectively. In that connection, in regard to time control, table topics and the training, or the training and prepared speeches, that will help to manage time more effectively. The grammarian, I love the fact that you gave us the word ebullient. That's an adjective. It is a breeze to use. The other thing I'd like to mention to you is that I realized that the word of the day was not sent to the chat box to remind speakers of that. The next time you want to play the role of the grammarian, please share the word of the day in the chat box to remind speakers to use it. Or you can even put it as your name as well, Toastmaster Banwo Ebullient. That will remind speakers to use the word of the day. Second thing, your report was full of recommendation suggestions. I would love you to mix it. Use the CRC for your report. Give some areas of improvements, and then equally enunciate areas where speakers excel, and do well to equally acknowledge those speakers. The best part of your performance today was the fact that you vocalized the word ebullient with Olympic accuracy, and that told me that you did your homework. Well done. So to conclude my report, I want to commend the club. The club has this convivial disposition. When I came in before the commencement of the meeting, Sayo Baba, Mercy, Josephine, I love the fact that they were having a chat with those that were logging in, and that created an atmosphere of conviviality. I love that, and I want to encourage the club to keep on doing that. That's a lovely first impression. So to summarize, well done to all of the role players, and thank you all very kindly for playing your part to ensure that we were able to culminate this sensational meeting today. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you most graciously, Mr. General Evaluator, for your ebullient evaluation. I think you deserve a resounding round of applause. Our time has been fast spent. As a matter of fact, we've overshot our time by 12 minutes, so there won't be any point keeping us here any longer. My role as the Toastmaster of the day is gradually coming to an end. And before I leave, I'd like to leave us all with this. Your work will speak for you when you are not there. If your work is bad, it will say bad things about you. And if your work is good, it will definitely say good things about you. Please help me welcome back our First Lady of Learntor Toastmasters Club. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Oluwatoyin Bolajoko, our #1 president.
Thank you so much. Thank you, our general evaluator and the Toastmaster of the day. You made our meeting one to never forget. It was ebullient in every form. Thank you to everyone. Please, in one word, just drop in our chat box, how was the meeting for you today? I'll just go very quickly to, first of all, apologize for overshooting time. We would be better. We had a lot of people who had technical issues here and there, and also we took in too much, but trust me, we would have